welcome to another Tween Crafternoon here at the Scott County Public Library. I am Kelly. I shall be leading you in this craft this afternoon. Today, I'm going to teach you how to make these paper bracelets. So you need some paper. You also probably need some sort of utensil with which to cut said paper. I would also suggest a ruler of some sort. This one is really awesome because it's all wobbly. And I found that if you take some tape and you tape the edge down, this is maybe not going to work that well because I'm taping this to a tablecloth, but that's okay. If you tape the edge down, then you can take your paper and slide it under the ruler and move it all around, and your ruler doesn't move. So as long as you hold your paper still, you don't have to worry about holding them both still anymore. It makes life so much easier. You should be able to do it with any other sort of ruler, because the bottom part of your ruler is probably the flat side. Most of the rulers are kind of raised on the top, but you should still be able to do it. Now, the second important part, you need to make sure that your papers are at a ratio. You're going to be making strips, and you want your ratio to be 1 to 4. So, if you got your hands on one of these little Take&Makes, they are at the children's desk, if there are any still left right now. As I'm filming this, I don't think anyone's taken one, so come and get one. So, inside your packet, that looks like this, you have your instructions all bound up. You have got a paper clip, that is important, and you've got lots of strips of paper. There are 2 colors. There's going to be 1 printed piece. These are all origami paper, which works very well for this project because you are essentially using, you're making origami basically, but you're fitting multiple pieces together. And then there's also construction paper, which does not fold quite as well, but does work. And I highly suggest using at least 2 different colored papers so that it just really helps you see what you're doing. So I'm going to stick this paper clip back on there and slide this back in this packet so we can stick it back at the desk and someone can come claim it. All of the papers are different. Not a single one of these packets is the same. So I think that's kind of exciting. That's why I did it. And so today I've got these papers. I'm actually going to use these. These are for demonstration purposes. So if you've got the papers in the Take&Make packet that I got, your strips of paper are 3 centimeters by 12 centimeters. So we're going to go on our ruler. We're going to go 3 centimeters. And then I'm going to turn the paper. And I want it to be at 12 centimeters. So I'm going to mark it there. I'm going to go to the other side of the paper. And I'm going to mark 12 centimeters down here. Because now I can slide this paper up underneath here, and I can line up my little dot here at the edge. And over here, let's move my paper, but my ruler's not moving. I'm going to smush my fingers down on the ruler so the paper doesn't slide around underneath there. And I will make my line. And voila. We've got a 12 centimeter long chunk here. Now I've got my little 3 centimeter mark up here. So I'm going to slide my paper under here again and line it up with that line we made on the paper and the edge of the ruler. Although remember, the edge of the ruler is not always the beginning of the numberment. The numberments, that's not a word. The numbering. So you're going to actually make sure that you start at the 0 mark if your ruler has that. Some just start at 0 at the edge of the ruler. This one does not. So if yours is like mine, remember to take that into consideration or your paper is going to be quite off. It's okay if it's not perfect, but you know, we can aim for it. So let's do that. Let's get that 3 centimeter mark there. Line up. Smoosh that down, make a little mark there. And I'm going to do what I did before. I've got my mark here on this 12 centimeter line. I'm going to mark at the edge of the paper. And I'm going to slide that back under. match those up and make a line. So now, when I go to cut it, I have got a 3 centimeter by 12 centimeter strip. That's the word I was looking for. My brain just kind of stopped working there for a second, but that's okay. Yeah, and so you're just gonna make a bunch of strips. You don't have to do 3 centimeters by 12 centimeters if that is kind of confusing you. This is America, we don't often use the metric system. So the strips that I am going to be demonstrating for you today with are in fact 2 inches by 8 inches. This is going to make a much larger thing. So this is not going to be a bracelet so much as I'm going to make myself a paper crown because I wanted to. And also because I figured, you know, larger strips are going to make it easier to understand what I'm doing from the camera. So I have got multiple colors here. This is scrapbook paper because this also folds very well like origami paper. It's some nice paper. This is printer paper and this also folds pretty well. So if you've got any of those options at home, you didn't get the Take&Make packet, you can make your own strips, it's all good. You could even like take plain printer paper and decorate it and then cut it up. That would be really cool. If you do that, you should definitely come show me. So I've got 5 strips here and I'm going to start folding. So we want to make sure that our pretty design is on the outside. The first fold we are going to make, we are going to fold this along the short edge here, aka hot dog style. So I am going to fold it like such, because now it looks like a hot dog bun. Yeah? Yeah. So that is our very first fold. Now we are going to take this strip and we are going to fold it in half the other way, hamburger style, so to speak. So you've got this. And again, just to demonstrate again with my other strip, fold it hot dog style. So you've got this, and then you take it and you fold it hamburger style in half again. You're going to do that to all of your strips. So I've got a chunk here that I already folded. Waha. All right, so I'm gonna set these aside here. I'm going to take my tape off my ruler and set it aside as well. Get out of there. And I am going to start. I am not going to use this green one because that matches the tablecloth and I didn't think about that. So I'm going to start with this one. Now, in your packet are these instructions. I think I may have edited a teeny tiny bit since I printed out this first one. This was my example. And hopefully my picture instructions make sense. If not, I'm sure you're here watching this video because you got real confused as to what I was talking about. But if you're using this, we are here at step 2A. So we are going to take, again, this is why I suggest 2 different colored strips of paper at least, because we're going to be putting these together, mixing and matching. So this is going to make it easier. So I have got 1 strip. It doesn't matter left or right, which side is like the open bits. That does not matter, don't worry. But it needs to go up like this and the flappy bits need to be at the bottom. And then you're going to take your other strip and it is going to go the other way. Flappy bits this way, which is going to be confusing because you're watching it. Make sure they face to the left. To the left is what we're going with. So I'm going to take this horizontal piece, I'm going to stick this vertical piece like such. Now I want to make sure that the chunk I have sticking out here at the top, the not flappy bits, the flappy bits are down here. We want this piece to be out quite a good ways because we're going to stick our next strip of paper into that little pocket we've made here. The pocket. We're going to stick our next strip of paper in there and we want to make sure it fits. So if you stick your strip of paper in like this, there is no way your next strip of paper is going to fit through that pocket. That's way too small. So I would suggest making it like a little bit bigger than you think you need to make it, because once you start folding, it's going to kind of shrink a little. So that is that. Now, the next step. Let's see if I can do this backwards. I think I can. Okay, so your flappy bits down here. You're going to take this flappy bit, you're going to fold it diagonally up. So, you have got this. And then, you're going to take it, and you're going to fold that whole thing up. Like such. And again, you're going to flip it, so you can see it again. I'm going to repeat. We're going to fold it like diagonally up, and then fold it up. Now, for this first one, I'm going to take there's a paper clip in every kit, so you can either use a paper clip, or if you've got them at home, you can use like a binder clip. You want to clip it so that that does not fall apart, because that would be very unfortunate. We'll just go with that. Now, I'm following my own directions to make sure I don't mess this up on camera. Yes, I know. It's fine. All right. So we've got this. Now, we're going to take our next strip of paper, and we are going to stick it through that pocket, like I said. Boost. That worked quite well. Now, we're going to fold these flappy bits the same way we did that first time. I'm going to fold my binder clip down because it was in my way. So, we're going to fold that diagonally and fold it sideways. Now, here's how you start sticking your pieces of paper together. Because we have created a little bit of a little envelope in there. You're going to stick this end into that envelope, like such. Now, because we need to repeat it on the other side, you get to see it again. Woo! So, fold it up, like such. Fold it up towards the rest of the paper, and then we are going to stick it into this flap here. And this is the bit where I meant that sometimes when you're folding it, your little pocket here gets a little smaller because you're folding it and you're kind of tugging the paper down, which is why I suggest making the pocket a little bigger than you think you need it to be. Now, we're going to continue on like such. I'm going to show you adding one more section, and then we'll jump ahead. So, taking this, I am sticking it in the pocket like such. That one was a little small. Going to fold diagonally and fold over and tuck it into the pocket. Maybe. Yes. And turn it over, fold it up, and up again, and tuck it into that pocket. So, you're going to continue on and on the exact same way, adding strips of paper to your bracelet until you are happy with how far it goes around your wrist. And you are very likely going to need an uneven number, an odd number, if you will, of strips added. Otherwise, it gets a little funny when you try to finish it up. But you'll realize that it's a little funny when you try to finish it up and it doesn't finish up right. So then just add one more strip. It's okay, because this is paper and it doesn't really stretch. So you want to make sure, like, my bracelet fits a little loose on my arm, but that's because it has to fit over my big old hand. So, if I fold my finger or my thumb in, it does still fit, but otherwise it doesn't. All right, so we've got this. We've added a bunch of paper strips, so now we've got something that looks like this. Because again, I'm making myself a paper crown. Oh yeah. So, to finish this up, I have got my little paper clip on here. I am going to carefully pull that off, and also hold on to my little flappy bits that I created at the beginning. Now, I've got a pocket at the end here. I'm going to stick these strips up in there. I'm going to try and get that pocket open a little bit to make it easier. I say as I'm not making it easier for myself. Come on, little pocket. Come on. All right. Sticking this end in this pocket. Let's see if I made this pocket too small. Nope, we are maybe good. Get in there. All right. Now, smoosh. Get in there. Come on. You can do it. I don't know if I'm talking to myself or the paper. All right. Now, you want to make sure that these flappy bits get stuck up in there. So you're going to want to kind of finagle it just so. Make sure they get in there. Ha-ha. Voila. Okay. I've got it in. Finally. That took entirely too long. But again, it's because I made the pocket too small. That's why you don't do that. So, I've got these flaps sticking out. I'm sure you'll be very surprised when I tell you you fold it like such. And then you fold it. And you tuck it in. And one last time, I'm going to fold it diagonally down, fold it over, and I'm going to tuck it into this little pocket here, or envelope. I think I've been using those terms interchangeably. And voila, I have made myself a flower crown. I didn't think about my very large bun today. I had to fit it over that. Yeah, so if you've made a paper bracelet and you're like, Kelly, this is paper. If I wash my hands like I'm supposed to do a lot, because we're in the middle of a pandemic still, my paper bracelet is going to fall apart. Wait, I tell you. Because you can use Mod Podge, as I have done on mine, which is why it's a little bit shiny. Could also get the matte stuff. Or you could even just use regular glue. Maybe mix it with a little water to make it thinner. But then you're just gonna make sure you get up in all them little crevices, those pockets you made. Get your glue up in there, get your Mod Podge, whatever you might be using, and let it dry. Just work a little section at a time, or else you're gonna get glue all over your fingers. And you know, it can be fun, but also it's kind of gross sometimes. So yeah, work a little bit at a time, get the outside, let it dry. Get the inside, let it dry. Again, you really want to stick your brush way up in those little edges there. And let it dry, and then, yeah. Waterproof. Huzzah. So, that is what I have got for you today. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next week for Book Bites with Miss Mary Lou. That is all. Bye, guys.